Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, Mountain family. A happy Monday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this May 26th. We are at 5:31 this morning. Megan, it's been a bit of a chilly weekend that we've had, Megan. But you know what? At least I'm happy about it. At least one person is.
You know what? And hanging out with Amelia has really taught me to appreciate the cold. And I do have to say I loved the weather we had this weekend. It was fantastic. And it was still warm enough for me to go to a water park this weekend. So let that be known. Here's a look at those temperatures this morning, though, as it is a little chilly, just as she mentioned. We're mainly sitting in those 50s, although it's a little bit warmer for our southwestern counties. This afternoon, we'll be seeing those temperatures in the 70s. Big range here, as we're seeing upper 70s for more of our northwestern counties and 60s for our southeastern counties. Take a look at Wise, 64, 66 in Clintwood, 68 in Grundy and Logan. Here's a look at satellite and radar this morning. You can see just a little bit of rain still hanging out, and will be clearing out over the next couple hours, and then more rain chances pick up this afternoon, evening, and we continue to see those rain chances really overnight, continuing into your Tuesday. Amelia.
Thanks, Megan. It's 5:32. Lives and homes were ripped apart by a historic and deadly EF4 tornado in southern Kentucky. For one man in Laurel County, it was his second experience with a devastating tornado. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino begins our coverage.
Edward Hughes lived to see the devastation of his second tornado that ripped through Laurel County. Ed says the 2012 East Bernstadt EF3 tornado went right through the middle of his home.
This old house had been there since the 1840s, the original 3 rooms in it, so it was a lot heavier than these modern day homes. It never moved off the foundation, it never even broke a window out of it.
But this time the devastation impacting his family and his childhood home. Ed and his mother have lived in this home since he was in high school. Ed moved back in 2012 after his mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
It's hard to see it like this.
Ed says it's the little things you don't think about that mean the most.
There's a lot of people here that lost everything, and I'm sure they're like me, you know, don't so much care about losing the structure. You know, that stuff you can build back. Photos, just little photos that, you know, you just took to be cute with people. You don't realize how much they mean.
And memories of his mother found through the debris.
You know, sentimental value is, I mean, it's like these little hats. They've hung here for years. Would I go buy that? No. No, I probably wouldn't. But my mother had them hung here, and are they worth anything? Monetarily, no. But to me, they're worth a fortune.
Ed was alone with his dog during the tornado, but his mother-in-law was just right next door. Nancy Clem lost her life during the storm.
When I looked and I saw what had happened to the trailer, I knew I wasn't going to find her alive, so it was time to help everybody else.
Reminding those life can change in just a matter of minutes.
Just a few hours before, I had supper with Nancy, my mother-in-law. You never know when you're going to see them again.
And to take nothing for granted. In Laurel County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Ed applied for an RV with Emergency RV while he navigates this long road of recovery. As communities across southern Kentucky continue to rebuild, we turn our attention now to the recovery efforts in Pulaski County. As Pulaski County continues to rebuild, members of Redeemer Lutheran Church say they're not losing hope. Pastor Doug Couch says a lot of progress has been made on the church rebuild since last Saturday, but he says it could take a close to 1 year to return to normal operations.
You know, we've been here almost 60 years, and very rarely have we not been able to have services, maybe a snow day.
Now they're relocating to Pulaski Funeral Home for services for the time being. Despite the destruction, Couch is keeping high spirits. A Lexington church is teaming up with a Laurel County church for tornado relief efforts. Northeast Christian Church of Lexington says the First Baptist Church of East Bernstadt is looking for specific items to be donated. The items include sunscreen, sleeping bags, work gloves, blankets, and more. Folks can drop those items off on Sunday in the lobby at the Northeast Christian Church of Lexington. An Ohio church is helping people impacted by the deadly tornado in London by collecting donations. The inside of Full Gospel Church in Hamilton, Ohio is jam-packed with donations for people who lost everything. Ashley Leddington is with the church. She says her family felt called to help because of her personal connection to the area.
Well, my grandfather, the founder of the church, the Full Gospel Church, he was originally from London, Kentucky. So it's near and dear to our hearts, so we want to go down there and try to help out as best as we can.
Ashley says seeing the destruction on the news and social media made those with the church want to help even more. She says the bags of clothing will go to the Goodwill in London because Goodwill is giving out vouchers for people affected by the tornado. Hundreds of thousands of Kentucky kids will have access to healthy meals this summer. Governor Andy Beshear announced that 450,000 students were approved for the summer EBT program. Each student will get $120 to spend on food throughout the summer. Anyone on SNAP or similar benefits is automatically enrolled. Online enrollment is open until August 15th. Hazard Community and Technical College and Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky announced their new Brittany Kelly Moore Memorial Scholarship. An endowment provided by PEC funded that scholarship, which will be awarded to students who demonstrate the potential for achieving academic excellence and have unmet needs. The scholarship will be awarded to students admitted into the HTTC Licensed Practical Nursing or Registered Nurses program. Friday marked the second day of the Big Sandy Senior Games. I spent my Friday morning with seniors at Jenny Wiley's State Resort Park, putting away the bowling balls and heading outdoors for a fun day of games in the sunshine.
I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, ready to go.
Exactly. After a weather cancellation last week, participants and volunteers were ready to go with the weather on their side.
The ones that wore me out the quickest was throwing the basketball. I ain't thrown a basketball in 30 years. I just think it's great.
It's just good to see these old timers out here,
Seeing a lot of smiling faces, a lot of good Christian people, and it's just, I love it.
Inner youth shining through as they spent their day where many spent their childhoods, outside and on the court.
I haven't had this much fun since I was a little girl. Yeah. When I was young, we used to play horseshoes, badminton, cornhole, and now I'm 67 and playing the same games.
For some, it was their first ever senior games. Others coming out for years with a consensus that it's all about meeting new people and having a good time.
Oh, I tried everything they had. I loved it all. Mm-hmm. And it's great getting old.
A day to look forward to all year long. The award ceremony for the senior games will be on June 4th. One man is facing charges after including attempted murder. Police arrested 42-year-old Daniel Edwards Friday. They say he shot and robbed a man. The shooting happened about 2 weeks ago in the Stinking Creek area. Police say they spotted Edwards in the Turkey Creek area after about a 4-hour search Friday morning. He faces multiple charges, including attempted murder. Kentucky State Police have charged a man in a 2024 murder case. The result of the investigation were presented to a Letcher County grand jury, leading to an indictment warrant being issued for Mark Miles. Police found Miles shortly after. The case stems from when police and medical personnel found Angela Roberts unresponsive in the Cohen community last year. After being found with an apparent gunshot wound, Roberts was pronounced dead by the Letcher County Coroner's Office. Deputies in Laurel County need your help finding 2 armed robbery suspects. They're on your screen right now. It happened early Friday morning at a Lake Shell at exit 29 off I-75. They got away with an unknown amount of money. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Laurel County Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. Police in Harlem County arrested a man after he reportedly failed to appear in court on robbery and unlawful imprisonment charges. Matthew Hinkle was arrested Thursday. Police say those charges stem from a previous investigation that was launched by the Harlan Police Department. Hinkle was taken to the Harlan County Detention Center. One man faces charges after being accused of hitting an emergency shutoff valve outside a gas station in Clay County. Police responded to the incident last Sunday. When they arrived at the gas station, the caller and property owner told police that Christopher Hensley had been there all morning, hitting doors and windows after being asked to leave. Police say they were also told Hensley got in one of the property owner's vehicles. We now know the name of the person who was killed in a house fire in Corbin. The coroner's office identified the person as 65-year-old Darren Steele. That fire occurred on Steele Street off 5th Street Thursday. Police say they could hear the explosions all the way from Moore Hill in Knox County. A woman sentenced to life in prison in connection with the death of a 3-year-old. Alexandra Ward was sentenced on a charge of complicity to murder in connection with Amora Smallwood's death. She also received a 5-year sentence for complicity to strangulation. Ward's boyfriend, Jordan Taylor, was sentenced last year after he admitted to killing Smallwood.